I definitely feel like I saw a different world underwater, and also that there's so much I haven't seen and explored. So I'm just so excited for the rest of our dives this week. Hi! If you're new to our channel, we're Yvonne and Jeremy, and we're exploring Thailand.
Today, we bring you along on our journey from having zero experience to becoming advanced open water divers on the island of Koh Tao in the Gulf of Thailand.
I fell asleep on the ride here. Like deep sleep.
We're now at Koh Phangan, waiting for our boat transfer to our final destination, Koh Tao. Good evening everyone, and welcome to a brand new video. So after a long day of traveling starting at 6 o'clock this morning, we have made our way over to the island of Koh Tao. We're going to be learning how to scuba dive this week. We have zero experience, but we have signed up for a 5-day open water and advanced open water course here on the island of Koh Tao, which is one of the cheapest places in the world to do the PADI scuba diving certification. There are a lot of great dive sites here, so a lot of people like to come here and learn how to dive. Before we got here, we met a lady that had been on 60 dives within 3 weeks. We're excited to explore the underwater world. We don't really quite know what to expect. We're a little bit nervous, and we don't know how much of this week we're going to be able to record, but we're going to do our best to share with you this journey as much as possible.
So there's a basic swim test that we have to pass in order to go diving, swimming continuously for 200 meters and staying afloat for 10 minutes. I don't think I know how to swim. So we just finished our morning session of the scuba diving course. It was so chill, and our instructor Aries was so nice. I just really appreciated how personal the instruction was, because it was just the two of us. We began the day by reviewing some of the concepts that we learned from our online course. So it's just reviewing some of the physics and the concepts and what happens when you're underwater. And afterwards, we got familiar with the equipment.
This is Yvonne trying out her BCD.
We're learning about our equipment, and we just tried on our BCD, and we learned a lot about the tanks. And during this whole demonstration, I'm just getting bit left and right. My legs are all red. We learned about the different parts and what goes into where and which side it goes on. And then we finished off our morning with a float test and a swim test.
So over the next 3 days, we're doing the PADI Open Water course, which is the beginning first level course that includes 4 different dives. And then after that, we'll spend 2 days doing the advanced course, which is 5 additional dives. We've got a packed few days coming up, but hopefully it'll be a lot of fun. And now we're enjoying a quick lunch before we go back and put on the equipment again and do our first confined water dive. So after lunch, we practiced assembling and disassembling all the equipment again, and we spent the rest of the afternoon in the pool doing the confined water dives, where we learned a ton of skills. It's like we learned one right after another after another. It's really crazy how far we've come and how much we've learned and improved just over the course of one afternoon.
Angelfish, they're really beautiful reefs.
We're going on our first dive.
We're at the pier now, about to go on our first dive. I feel a little bit nervous, but mostly excited. We just finished our first dive. It was just so crazy to be able to breathe underwater. We saw so much fish. Like, it was just everywhere. They were swimming around us. We saw a lot of corals. We just got really, really close to everything. So it was just so fun. Like, I'm so excited for my second dive after this first one.
I was able to go to a dive shop and pick up a prescription dive mask. And that just made the whole experience a lot better because I could see everything very clearly. So it was really nice to be able to go there, pick out the mask, pick out the lenses, and have it all fixed and done within the span of about 30 minutes. I guess the biggest challenge from today for me was swimming along the surface. There were parts where there was a current, there were some waves, but that was still the most difficult part for me, figuring out how to keep kicking even when I was slightly tired and make it all the way to the point that we needed to be at.
I think it was really fun to go diving with other groups of people on the boat because they were so excited for us going on our first dive, and they're like, oh, you're gonna have so much fun and it's gonna be the best and you're gonna be a different person when you come out. And I feel like that's totally true. I definitely feel like I saw a different world underwater, and also that there's so much I haven't seen and explored. So I'm just so excited for the rest of our dives this week. Good morning, everyone. Today we are starting our day 3 of our open water diving, but this morning it is raining. It was actually raining so hard that that's what woke me up in the morning. The weather actually calmed down a bit and it's no longer raining or windy, so it's good weather conditions.
Despite the weather conditions, we really had the best time diving today. On our last dive, it was starting to rain when we got in, it was raining when we got out, but while we were under the surface, we couldn't feel it at all, and it was just still a wonderful dive. I think today's dives were much more impressive than the ones yesterday because we saw like these really massive coral reefs and tons of fish. On our second dive today, we saw a school of chevron barracuda circling around. It was just so awesome to just be close to them and watching them. And we finished our open water training, so we are now certified open water divers. But thankfully that's not it for us. We're starting with our advanced open water training tomorrow, and that will be tomorrow and the next day. There will be 5 more dives, including a night dive, so lots more adventuring along the way. I definitely got a little bit of the diver bug today.
So this morning we went over 2 of the knowledge reviews for 2 of the dives that we will do this afternoon, which is the buoyancy and underwater navigation. It's pretty cool because I feel like yesterday and the day before when we were diving, we didn't really know where our instructor was going, but we're just really thankful that our instructor was in front of us, or else we would have no idea where we would be. So we learned a little bit about the logic behind underwater navigation and how to find your way around using a compass and using other visual markers. So I'm excited for what we will do today.
Come on, George. Yep, come on.
So the buoyancy dive is like an obstacle course playground type thing where we go around different hoops and circles and monkey bars and try to just use our buoyancy, use our breath to control where we go in the water. went over our night diving knowledge review, and now we're headed back on the boat with our equipment already set up. We're gonna go night diving. There might be some differences with the animals, different animals out, or different defenses out with the animals, so don't know what to expect, but we'll see.
The best part.
Alright, ready? 1, 2, 3, go!
Oh, you can do it!
Yay! It's the first time I did it.
Heavy. Oh,
I needed the pressure of the camera.
yeah, exactly. There you go. Yay! Oh, my hair is all funny now.
That was so fun.
Yeah, that was really fun. So we'll be going on our 4th and 5th dive today of the Advanced Open Water. I'm a little sad that it will be our last 2 dives in KOH TAO. Somehow eating fruit on a boat is just a different experience, and it just tastes so much better. We just did our deep diving. Yay!
The last day of Advanced Open Water was a lot of fun and went by really quickly. We only had 2 dives, so we did the deep dive where we went pretty deep, and then we saw a bunch of really cool fish, so that was a lot of fun. We also got to see the effects on color. Our instructor brought down a bag of seaweed snack, and we saw it compress because the air gets really dense and the volume shrinks at that depth. And then our perception of color was also very different. So what was red did not look red at all.
I'm a little sad that we ended our dive today with our instructor Aries. She was amazing, and we just got so much personal time with her because it was just her and us two. I feel like being able to go on so many dives in such a short amount of time, I feel like I'm able to actually track my improvement, and I think that's very rewarding.
On the boat, we ended up changing dive sites to accommodate some of the other divers. So we were gonna do a wreck dive first, but we didn't end up getting to go there. So we just ended up doing Fish ID at Mango Bay. And it was just a nice way to finish that last dive because we got to spend a good long time down there. So hopefully you guys enjoyed watching our progress from complete dive novices to semi-novice divers with an advanced open water certification, and we definitely caught the diving bug, and we'll be diving a lot more hopefully in the next weeks and months. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time.